Destroy All Humans 1 took the game that you've played a million times before. You've played the heroes fighting off the invading aliens, and what we did was we turned it on its edge and let you play the alien coming to take over Earth.
We focused the first one in the 1950s and played up all the great alien mythology of the 50s. And now with the sequel, we've moved into the 60s.
You know, 1960s kind of has its own resonance in popular culture today. And there's so many kind of icons and, you know, places, music.
I don't know what Paul's worried about. This John and Yoko thing won't last 3 weeks.
We're going international this time, so you'll get to trot around the world.
As you move to London, you know, there's the whole concept of, you know, the shagadelic 60s baby and all that kind of stuff, right? As you move to Tokyo, there's the monster movies, there's, you know, ninja movies. You know, and in America during the 60s, I mean, it's pretty obvious, you know, the whole hippies movement was starting up. And that's really how the game begins in a city called Bay City, which is very much modeled after, you know, San Francisco during the 60s.
You play Crypto 138. He has every little man complex that you would expect a 4-foot-tall alien with large weapons to have.
He likes to go in with guns blazing first, and then he asks questions later. So he is just a no-nonsense, destruction kind of guy. So we've got a whole host of new weapons for Crypto to play with. You have the ability to hop into your UFO at any time and fly around and cause mass destruction. There's the ability to pull in meteor strikes and pull meteors down to take out buildings or take out different kinds of installations. But not only does Crypto have great, you know, guns and weapons, one of his great things is his mental abilities. His ability to kind of lift things up, you know, with his mind, his ability to read people's minds and get what they're thinking. Not only is he just reading minds to get jokes, but a lot of times he's reading minds to find out where to go or who to find or new clues to the mission that he's trying to solve. And so one of his new abilities is his body snatch mode, which is his ability to, you know, actually jump into someone else's body and control that person, which has a big gameplay element to it as well, because people you talk to, they'll all respond differently depending on the kind of body you happen to be wearing at that time.
I don't want to talk about it. Things aren't great right now.
And reading the right person's mind can be the difference between, you know, succeeding in a mission or failing in a mission.
Anybody knows where bomb water's at? It'd be Prudence.
And then there's this kind of irreverent, satirical sense of humor that we really consider the core of the game.
Maybe tomorrow I will eat something. Nah.
The humor of the game is set up in such a way that, like any good satire, it seems to be about one thing, and in fact it's about other things at the same time. So, on the surface, it seems to be about hippies, but in fact, we can be making fun and having fun with the world that we actually live in 2006 at the same time.
Sometimes I feel like the only thing standing between this country and utter moral collapse.
I think one of the reasons that Destroy All Humans 2 works on a humorous level is that the game wasn't done by an American team. It was done by an Australian team, and they have the benefit of looking at America in a very different way than those of us who live here.
If God meant men to have long hair, he would have made it grow long on its own.
You know, they were really able to kind of take a step back and look at America through a different lens.
Stupid Beatles. Elvis could kick your asses.
We don't lead you around by the breadcrumb trail as much as we did in Destroy All Humans. We open up the world and let you solve all the mysteries that exist in the game on your own.
So all of a sudden you have all these different missions that you can choose from at any time. You have a robust sandbox mode you can run around in, tons of side missions. And so it just creates this kind of open freedom that the first one had a touch of, but I think we've gone even further with that, you know, here in the second one. I think hardcore fans are going to love Destroy All Humans 2 because it gives them a complete wide open world. We've added lots of new features. The gameplay is great. I think the humor is great.
The giant hairless hamster!
The way that the visuals come together with the environments and the writing and the music and the characters, it's so good to work on something that just fits together perfectly.
You expect me to beg, human?
I hope that real fans will love the fact that we took some chances and went in some unusual directions with it and respond to this game by saying, wow, that went a direction I totally wasn't expecting, and I loved every second of it.
And the whole storyline of Destroy All Humans 2 is about having fun and not taking things too seriously. And then from that flows some really great gameplay. And in an era of sequels and serious gaming and, you know, over-the-top military this and science fiction that, it's just kind of fun just to take a step back and have fun. And that's what gaming is all about.
Imagine a world where kind, squishy little creatures exist in peace and harmony. Suddenly, this world is invaded and things are turned topsy-turvy, and it's you that's doing the turning. This is Loco Roco.
It's a very simple story, but it's kind of unique because I don't think it's ever been done before. You are a planet, actually. You're not a character, you're actually a planet that these Loco Rocos reside on.
And one day your planet gets attacked by these mojas, these little bouncy creatures that are, you know, coming to take over your planet. You have to be careful of them because they'll start eating you up.
So what you have to do as the planet is to save the Loco Roco by tilting and rocking the world and shaking it to help the Loco Rocos escape from the moja and flourish once again.
It can be very difficult to design a game that has a simple look and feel, but features a deep gameplay system.
The unique look, the 2D feel of this game was actually on purpose. The producer and the designers, they really wanted to make a simple-looking game that has a deep system within it. By keeping the things simple, you can actually focus on what makes the game fun. The gameplay, the music, the creatures, and then like the way they interact with the world. What makes the game fun is those elements rather than how many polygons we can push out. But even though it is a 2D game, there is a lot of physics behind it. The programmers put in a lot of work in making the Loco Roco blob feel fluid and rubbery.
The fluidity is enhanced by the unique design of the PSP. The controls are simple. Left and right shoulder buttons drive the gameplay.
The producer, Kono-san in Japan, was actually envisioning a game specifically for the PSP because when he was holding the controller, he noticed that the PSP is perfectly adapted to use the shoulder buttons because of the way you hold it and the way the game system feels in your hand. So this game has really simple controls. All it is the L button and the R button and the circle button. It falls in your hand and it plays without you thinking about it. And I think that's how you get immersed in it. And there's 5 really unique levels in Loco Roco. Inside those 5 levels, all of the stages have their own unique and important variations. This game is actually all about exploration. You can actually play through the average stage in about 5 minutes, but if you actually wanted to find all the Loco Roco as well as all the Mui Mui hidden throughout the stage, you have to explore and just basically go every nook and cranny that you can find in the stage.
So you're probably still wondering who or what are Loco Rocos and where will you be playing with them?
They're the little round creatures that you see. They're kind of a vital part of your planet because they actually help the plants and things grow on the planet.
Well, there's actually 6 different colors of Loco Roco, and each color has its own personality and the song that they actually sing that's very different from anybody else.
When you start in the beginning, you only have the yellow Loco Roco, and as you clear more stages, you meet the other Loco Rocos and you're able to play them. So once you have the all the 6 Locorocos unlocked, then you can play them in any stage.
There are some interesting group activities for the Loco Roco that will help you play the game. They group together or split apart depending on what obstacles come their way.
The Locorocos are both individual creatures, and they can also form a collective. When they're individuals, they're very weak and they're very vulnerable. So they actually like to bunch up whenever possible. And so the reason why they gather up when you push the circle button is because you, as the planet, you're shaking the world, and the Locorocos get scared. And so what they do is they try to bunch up together. And when they split apart, it's actually you causing a lightning strike, which actually startles them. And that's why they split apart.
Toss in some very original music and an inventive language, and Loco Roco becomes a vivid and unique gaming experience.
It's something that you really don't get with other games, where you just grab onto it and it makes you smile. I think that's what makes this game unique, and what makes it so much fun is just the joy it gives you.
It's just one of those games that's appealing to everybody, from little kids to your grandmother, because you just fall in love with the character. They're just so cute. Once you start bouncing them around the world, you just get hooked.
Still not convinced? Try Loco Roco out before you buy it. Download a demo from the Loco Roco website. On the PC, go to PlayStation.com, or from the PSP, go to the official PSP site.
The truly unique feature about it is that you can sample it off the website. Before you buy the game, you can download it. You could try it out for yourself to see what this is all about.
You can also share a level with your PSP gaming friends.
With the network capabilities of the PSP, you're actually able to share a level of Loco Roco with your friends. So if your friend, for example, doesn't have a copy of Loco Roco, you can actually send a level to them that they can take home and try it out for themselves. So, you can basically spread the word of this joy that is Loco Roco.
Rated E for everyone.
Say where is my shame when I call your name. So please don't set me free. I'm as heavy as can be. I will do you harm. I will break my arm. I'm a victim of your charm. I want to be dead when I'm in bed. I can be so mean, you can feed me. I would like to shame you, I would like to blame you, just because of my love to you. And love itself is just a princess as roses in May. I know nothing can drive it away. But love itself is just a brief.
The power